All right, bro. So Thanksgiving is next week.
Yes, at the time of recording this, it is right around the corner, and this time next week we'll be eating leftover turkey, and hopefully there's some rolls left for everybody.
So tell me, because everybody's got their own, well, at least for the most part, I would think that people got their own traditions of what they do for Thanksgiving. So tell me yours, whether it's the day before or the day of, all that stuff.
I got you. Honestly, as the years have went on, Thanksgiving has kind of fallen to the wayside for our family. Family's getting smaller, people passing on, moving away, whatever. So it's not nearly as big of a deal as it used to be. But as far as traditions go, we don't really have any other than going over to my mother-in-law's house now that my parents are moved down beach ways. But yeah, we go over there, and our morning of usually just consists of making whatever we've got tasked with making for this year. I think this year we're going to be in charge of the sweet potatoes, or my wife's going to be in charge of the sweet potatoes. I'm probably not going to be touching anything for Thanksgiving.
Do you put marshmallows on them? Does she put marshmallows on them?
Oh, absolutely.
Little toasted freaking marshmallows.
Absolutely. I don't think there's a bad sweet potato, though. I'll eat them roasted, toasted, doesn't matter.
Dude, I kid you not. And this is what I used to do this with sweet potatoes. You can literally get paper towels. And I mean this sincerely because I've done this. You can wrap a sweet potato in paper towels, damp it, wet it or whatever, put it on a plate or a bowl of water, and throw that boy in the microwave for a good 3.5, 4 minutes. I promise you, when it comes out, it is ready. You can cut the boy open, add whatever, whether it's butter or whatever. See, I can just eat it by itself. Now, I ain't going to eat the skin, but you tear that boy open, and man, I'm telling you, try it. And if you don't believe me, try it.
I bet you didn't think we were going to be saying life hacks on this channel. It's kind of funny. But you can also do that with a regular potato, and it works exactly the same.
So I ain't never done it with a regular one, but I mean, it makes sense because they're still potatoes.
Yeah, if you want a baked potato and you don't want to wait an hour for it to cook in the oven, just pop that bad boy in the microwave with some wet paper towels.
Did you know that?
Yeah, I did actually know that one. I do all the cooking here, man. I got to know what I'm doing.
Oh my god. Favorite? Okay, what's your favorite? Whether you breaking down your plate or if it's a specific one thing that you look forward to on Thanksgiving, the food wise.
Food wise, I'm a big fan of the stuffing.
Yes.
I mean, it's
not stovetop, is it?
No.
Bro, screw stovetop. Bro, that is the grossest. And it doesn't matter. I've had so many different versions of it where people have used stovetop. It's trash, bro. It's like rubber. I mean, you know what I'm saying? I know you know what I'm talking about.
You go take a scoop out and it just keeps its form all the way to the plate.
You're supposed to be like this. It's not supposed to be like a pie.
No, I completely understand and I agree. Yeah, we're drawing a line there.
Homemade freaking dressing, minus the onions. Now, granted, I mean, if there is onions, I'll just try to imagine that they're not there.
Absolutely. Honestly, I don't think there's going to be too much homemade at my Thanksgiving this year. But that's a different topic. Anyways, what are your traditions? Mine's kind of boring, so let's get into yours. Let's hear what you do on Thanksgiving.
So, all right, I'll say this: the night before Thanksgiving, and I only started doing this because I grew up as a Jehovah's Witness, as you already know.
Yes.
As a Jehovah's Witness, did not celebrate holidays. So, Halloween, Christmas, Thanksgiving, New Year's, Easter, none of it. None of that. Which most people that knows Jehovah's Witnesses, they know they don't celebrate anything. Well, they know specifically not Christmas, but it includes all of them.
Right.
So, I didn't start celebrating it until I was a lot older. But there's a movie that everyone who... They know what it is, and it's called Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. Have you ever seen it?
Yes, it's been a long time, but I have seen Planes.
Was it John Candy? Is that his name?
Yes.
And is it Steve Martin? Yes, Steve Martin. It's a yearly tradition. My mother-in-law is the one who showed. She's like, yeah, have you ever seen this? She's like, it's a Thanksgiving movie. I was like, there's a Thanksgiving movie? What? I didn't know that.
Yeah, honestly, before you brought it up, I wouldn't have put anything in the Thanksgiving movie category.
But Planes, Trains, and Automobiles is. Yeah. And it's freaking hilarious, which you already know that. But that's the night before. So I have been doing this tradition for, it's going on, I think it's 5 years now. But I'm the one that prepares the turkey. So the first year I prepared the turkey, I want to say it was the day before or the 2 days before Thanksgiving, I was talking to a friend and they were basically like, oh yeah, hey, there's this movie you need to see. And I don't even know what subject, I don't even know how we got onto it, but like I like romantic movies. I like rom-coms. I just dig it. I love it. So they were telling me about this movie called Sleepless in Seattle. It has absolutely nothing to do with Thanksgiving.
It's Tom Hanks, right?
Tom Hanks and Meg Ryan. So this was at the same time when there was a YouTube video I watched, and it was a Gordon Ramsay YouTube video. And like, I'm a foodie, bro. So like, I always used to love watching just Gordon Ramsay in general, bro. He's funny. For one, he's funny. I love when he gets mad, all that stuff. But anyway, dude is a phenomenal cook, as everyone knows. Well, he's got his own recipe, and it's a Thanksgiving turkey.
Okay. I will say this. I've also watched some Gordon Ramsay videos, and he is probably one of the best celebrity cooks out there. But he is terrible at making grilled cheese.
What?
There's a video of him making a grilled cheese in his home, and the cheese is probably an inch and a half thick in between the two pieces of bread, not melted at all. I'm not sure what he was going for. But
what kind of cheese was he using?
It was a couple different kinds, but they just didn't melt together, and you could still see that it was like a big block of cheese in between the two pieces of bread. But otherwise, great work, Gordon. Keep up the great work.
Like, see, I can't. I've never thought about that, doing different types of cheeses, because like I am a cheese kind of freaking sewer, dude. I'm talking Munster cheese, Gouda, but the best, hands down, is extra sharp cheese.
Extra sharp cheddar.
Yeah, so it's cheddar. Yeah, extra sharp cheddar cheese. And when I mean extra sharp, bro, I want it to cut me, bro. Yes. And like, there's a specific brand, dude. I found it randomly because I'm always trying to find like the sharpest cheese. They're like, oh, Vermont sharp, that's the sharpest, or extra Wisconsin sharp. But dude, there's one, and it's an Australian cheese.
Is it Tillamook?
I don't know. Tillamook. Is that the ones that's usually over there by like the boar's head crap in the grocery section?
Yeah. I mean, I think they're in regular section as well, but if you're going into a Publix, it's probably over there by the boar's head.
Is it usually like wrapped in like that? You know when it's like high quality cheese, it's got that effing like candle wax that's around it. You know what I'm talking about?
No, it's not like a whole wheel of cheese.
I'm not saying that, dude. Like, no, you can buy like small blocks of cheese that, and I kid you not, because I'm serious, because
like
I've done
Baby Bell?
No, not like that, but like a regular, like a square block of cheese.
Yeah, like over there in like the specialty section.
Yeah, and they have it can be like this black. It's like the best way to describe it is candle wax.
It is a wax seal to keep it from.
I always think of it as candle wax because as everybody did, like a wax melter or something, bro. You just dip your finger in it and then just watch it, and as soon as it gets a little hard, you just pull that shit off.
And it burns for like 0.2 seconds, but then you're like, oh, cool.
Yeah, and it serves absolutely no purpose, but everyone's done it.
Not at all. Yeah, it's absolutely no purpose, but it is fun and enjoyable.
But yeah, the Australian dude. So it's an Australian sharp cheese, and it's the brand is called Old Croc. Bro, when I tell you it is the best cheese for anything. Now, I will say this: if you get a knife and you're trying to cut it, it's like it's breaking to pieces as you're cutting it. Like that's how like the texture is that way. But it's unbelievable. All right, hold on. Let me back up, dude. What was I saying? We were talking about that.
I took a second to diss Gordon Ramsay's grilled cheese, and we got off subject.
Okay, Gordon Ramsay. So Gordon Ramsay. So he does a turkey, and I followed it to the T. But it was at the exact same time the first time I was trying the turkey was when someone was telling me to watch this movie because I like whether it's romantic movies or just drama or rom-coms. So it was Sleepless in Seattle. So I was like, all right, yeah, I'm going to watch it. I wake up super early regardless. I've got like an internal clock already. Like I don't have to set an alarm. I'm up at, 4:30 every single day.
How does it feel to wake up before your alarm every single day? That's some people's worst start of their day, is waking up before their alarm. And I think we're both in the boat of waking up before our alarm.
Yeah, dude, it's gotten to the point now, I don't even set an alarm anymore.
That's bold.
Well, you see, but the craziest thing, I still have, like on my on my clock thing, on my clock app or whatever, it's not like I have, like, one or two. You know, some people have a couple of them. Bro, I've got like 20 alarm random times. I'm talking 4:15, 4:30, 4:45, 5:15, all that stuff. And for whatever reason, I don't know why, but there's some of them I should delete, because some of them I have to set for, like, 6 o'clock p.m. I'm like, why? What do I have going on? What did I even have going on at 6 o'clock for me to have an alarm? But I just disregard it.
And I'm trying to figure out what you're waking up at 6 o'clock in the afternoon for.
I mean, the only thing that I can think is that maybe I was about to take a nap or something, and I knew I was about to fall asleep. I was like, all right, well, I need to have an alarm. I need to make sure I'm up by like 6 p.m. But even still, it's like, maybe it was on a weekend or something. I don't know, dude.
Maybe you had to get ready and go do something.
Oh, yeah, more than likely. But still, like, oh, yeah, on my clock, dude, with my timers, bro, I could just scroll, dude.
I think I have quite a bit as well, just because there's been, like, random one-off times where I need to set an alarm for this time. Like, I need to leave for a doctor appointment at this time. Whatever, just to keep me in line. But most of the time I'm up before my alarm, and I'll dismiss it and then start getting ready so it doesn't go off.
Dude, the worst thing about, because I have an iPhone, so the worst thing about it is you have two options, especially like when the alarm does go off. And I hate that they do this. You can either hit the stop, which will just fully stop it, or the snooze one, which it will make it come back.
7 minutes or
something like that. And I'm like, I don't like that. I hate that, bro. No, stop.
Yeah. My wife, Katie, she has this great talent of turning it off in her sleep. She's able to reach over and either snooze it or turn it off without even waking up.
And she doesn't remember.
I mean, yeah, it's like a reflex at this point. And that could be dangerous, but
they've got some alarm clocks now where I'm assuming it's an app, but you have to solve like a math problem for it to actually stop.
Huh. I haven't seen that one. I've seen some that are like robots on wheels, so when the alarm starts going off, it'll start rolling around your house, and you have to get up and chase it down.
God damn, was it Elon Musk? Did he make it?
No, I doubt this one is that high quality, but I've seen that one, and I've also seen one where you have to shoot a target. Like, you put it across the room, and you have to bring your little gun out that's on your side table and shoot the target to get the alarm. Which is great if you have great aim, but if you miss, then you still have to go across the room and turn your alarm off.
The lengths that people are going to just to wake it
They'll
up.
do everything but just get up.
All right, hold on. So let me see here. All right, so yes. So I wake up, and specifically like on Thanksgiving, I wake up, like I said, so either I'll start the prep, all right, so when I'm doing the preparation for the turkey, I can either do it the night before or the day of, like super early. Either way, like I said, the first time I did this, I woke up on Thanksgiving morning super early like I did, or like I always do, and I start the preparation of the turkey, which consists of, all right, so there's a butter. So you get butter, parsley, lemon juice, and you get it all it mixed all together, and then you puree. Bro, the first time I did this, I was like, bro, what the puree? So I'm looking through the cabinets and stuff. I'm like, bro, I don't have this thing.
It's kind of crazy for you to go from what's puree to I'm cooking Gordon Ramsay's turkey in the same day.
So I winged it, and I figured. So I had to get garlic, and that you had to puree garlic. So anyway, I figured I had to use a knife and chop it up like soup, whatever. It worked. So you mix all that up into the butter, and then what you do is, because a turkey is like a super lean bird, that's why people are so. Turkey can be like extremely dry if it's not cooked correctly.
Right.
So that's what that's what the whole video, and that's what sucked me in. I was like, bro, yeah, I want to do that. I want to have a turkey, because I've had that. The turkey is dry. It's terrible. You gotta, if you don't have something to drink, you're gonna die.
That's why I'm a ham guy.
So, bro, I'm not big on ham.
Give me like a brown sugar honey glazed ham. It's amazing.
Throw some pineapples on it. Like, I mean, I'd eat the pineapples off of it.
I mean, that's fun.
I don't know.
Stick to your Gordon Ramsay turkey.
So, yeah. So, all right. So, anyway, but what you do is you separate the skin off of the turkey. Like, you know, like Buffalo Bill or something. You know, you look, you know, you separate.
Pause.
You separate the skin, and then the butter, you stuff it under the skin.
Yeah.
And you have to do that, like, caress it all, like, throughout the breast, throughout, over the legs, all that stuff. Now, it is not super easy, but turkey skin is actually pretty thick. So you can, I mean, it's not going to tear.
Right.
I mean, unless you're just an idiot. I'm surprised I haven't torn it. But anyway, after that, you throw it in the oven for a good, I think it was like, he said like 15 minutes or something. After that, you take it out. I forgot the temperatures, but when it's time for Thanksgiving, I'll watch the video like I always do.
Oh yeah, you'll have that handy dandy video ready to go.
Yep, bro, steep, bro. So after you take it out, this is where it gets intense. You get bacon, bro, and you layer the bacon on top of the turkey. It serves two purposes. I'm saying it serves two purposes. Gordon says it serves one.
Okay, what is the two purposes?
All right, so the one that me and Gordon agree on is that bacon, so it's a protective shield. It keeps all the flavor from like escaping or whatever. So it's like, you know, it's basically like a shirt kind of, in a sense. It's protecting it.
Right.
But my second reason, and this is just me saying this, bro, it's bacon, dude.
Yeah, it makes everything better.
Bro, you can put bacon on anything. Do you put bacon in a salad? Put bacon in, like you said earlier, a freaking baked potato?
Bacon on bacon?
Bro,
Crazy.
throw bacon. Yeah, man, for real. So, anyway, then it's like an every 25 minutes, you put it in the oven, let it cook for 25 minutes or whatever, and then you come back and rebaste it. So all the while it's cooking and I'm having to, you know, whatever, that's when I'm watching Sleepless in Seattle. Like I said, the first time I cooked the turkey was the first time I ever saw Sleepless in Seattle, and I freaking love it. And it ain't, bro, I don't know anyone else that's watching Sleepless in Seattle on Thanksgiving morning.
So do you set us alarms for your turkey, or do you just go off
Yes,
of cues from the movie?
No, well, eventually, probably in like 10 or 15 years, I'll know exactly when it's time. So I'm like, oh, he just said this. Pause, get up and do it. But right now, I do set like 15, 20, 25 minute timers for me to get up, go, rebaste. See, because that's something else that's really awesome about the bacon. So as it's cooking, dude, that grease is pouring down into the mixture of all this stuff. So let me back up just a tad. So when I am also, not only do I put all that butter and stuff under the skin, I forgot one thing. So I cut 2 onions in half, put those inside of the turkey, along with like 2 lemons, and is there something else I put in it? I think bay leaves or something. I have no idea what they do, but that's what he did. So I just shoved these bay leaves and just stuff it. I just follow what he said with it. I'm like, this is, I don't know what that's doing, but
I'm surprised you just had bay leaves on hand if you didn't know.
well,
What
no. So I did like.
Well, that's right. You had to do the preparation.
Yeah. So
beforehand.
like I went to the grocery store beforehand. It's just for whatever reason I didn't think when I was there about the whole pureeing thing. So now I have one now. I mean, it's like the first time I did it, I didn't have a puree. But well, like, I guess I just disregarded it when I was watching the video for the first time.
Well, what exactly is just like strictly a puree? Like I know what a garlic press is, and I know
That's
how to
the same.
I know how to puree things.
But see, that's
puree. I think puree is an action, not a
no,
tool.
bro. Well, I don't know, dude.
Because you can puree just about anything.
That's a matter of opinion.
Okay.
I think. I mean, I'm just gonna stick with that. No, bro. A puree is that thing you squeeze.
Okay, so it's like art. It's open to interpretation. Garlic is an art form. You heard it here first.
Oh man, no, but I mean, but so after that, dude. So I always do the turkey now. Like we're going to I'm going to my in-laws in Tennessee next week, so that will be fun. But they want me to do the turkey, and like I know, dude, I know when the turkey is good because I tell people about it. And I'm like, oh yeah, I'll bring some. I'll let you try it, bro. There ain't nothing left. And like, don't get me wrong. Like, I definitely eat some myself, but it gets tore up, dude. And then I'm like, man, look at what I've done.
Man, not having leftover turkey is kind of crazy.
Oh, dude, it's always gone.
Just because there's always a little bit of everything left over, but not having the main meat, any of it left over, is kind of crazy.
Gone, bro. I mean, since it's gone. Because I always I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna bring you something. I stopped telling people that because there's never any left, and I know it's good because so my aunt she's a vegetarian. She does not eat meat, but she told my wife, and she's like, look, Dylan's turkey, that's the only meat I eat every year.
It may not be a witness anymore, but you're still converting them one at a time.
Oh, dude, the witness life, bro.
Yeah, you've told me some stories along the way, and it just, I mean, to each their own. You can believe in whatever you want to believe in, but it just seems crazy.
Like, in all honesty, I'm super thankful for it because how do I say this? I am very thankful for the organization itself. Granted, you know, from a outside perspective, it is a cult, and there are things that I definitely disagree with, especially since I'm not one now. But I'm not like, because of that. I know so much about Christianity, and at least specifically that, you know, that form of religion. It's kind of opened my eyes to, because it was so closed off. Like, you couldn't have an opinion. Right. There was no opinion. What you were told, that's what you did.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, and you couldn't question anything because everything that they taught was predominant. It was based off of what their version of the Bible was, which was it's called the New World Translation. So I'm not trying to just bash them or anything, but I'm also I'm just being enlightening on what that was. So
I was like, what seems insane to me is perfectly normal to a vast majority of people, I'm sure. So definitely not trying to bash any religious group at all.
And I'm not, especially like, because I mean, like my mom, she still is a witness. So there's still that kind of, like, she doesn't celebrate any of that type of stuff, birthdays and anything like that. So it's always kind of weird, but at the same time, like, I'm gonna respect the way she feels. I just want that. I want that same respect too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Somebody's going to have the last laugh in the end. We just don't know who it's going to be these days.
Yeah.
I mean,
but you see, when you're in an organization like that, where it's like you're so closed off to have a open mind, like you literally are closed-minded to the outside world. So when you're able to kind of break free from that, it gives you that perspective to have an open mind. So that way you can kind of make a honest, not just an honest assessment, but just you can listen to two sides of a story.
Right.
You can listen to one person, and before jumping to straight, oh yeah, you're right, to no, let me hear the other side too. That, because like that's the only way. How can you really get to? How can you form your own opinion about anything if you cannot listen to both sides?
Right. If you're just taking one side's word for it and not doing any of your own research into whatever subject you're discussing with other people, then you're kind of doing yourself a disservice, and it's not really even going to be a discussion because you're going to agree with one side or the other, but not really know what either side's about.
Yeah, and then you have no ammunition to actually defend what you believe.
Right. I mean, I could say the craziest stuff, but if I don't have anything to tell you why ABC is the right way of doing things, it really doesn't matter.
Oh, bro. So as you know, as like witnesses go door to door, knocking on people's doors. I remember, and I did it too. I remember one specific one. Like, once again, I would say, especially at the time, I was definitely very well versed when it comes to like quoting scriptures, being able to know where to go to back up whatever. And to an extent, I still kind of remember it, but not near as much. But I remember going to the door and knocking, and a dude came to the door, and he was Islamic. And bro, when I tell you, this man knew exactly what he was talking about. And now, in regards to what his religious beliefs were, this dude knew exactly what he was talking about. And I had no answers. Eventually, I was like, thank you for your time. And I walked away, dude. I failed the witnesses that day.
You were defeated.
Oh, dude. And I mean, like, there was nothing I could... Because that man knew exactly what he was talking about. Just as far as defending his faith.
Yeah, you got beat by Islam final boss.
Oh, man. But
yeah, we can discuss this for hours, but let's dial it on back to you've put the onion and the lemons and the whatever else you put, the bay leaves up this turkey's butt, and now it's ready to go in the oven.
All right, so yeah, that's basic. So once the turkey, yeah, I do that for 3-4 hours or whatever, and then when it's done, it's usually, I'm going to be honest, I think it's done around like 11:30, 12 o'clock. And I've already finished Sleepless in Seattle, by the way. And if you have not seen that, have you seen it?
Oh, yeah. It's one of those, just like Planes, Trains, Automobiles. It's been a while, but...
Bro, Sleepless in Seattle is like it's one of my favorite movies. And I think it's because of the fact that, most romantic movies, there is this... It's always like this, the buildup of the dude and the chick or whatever.
Yeah, you can kind of see them work towards each other the whole time.
They did not see each other face to face until the very ending of the movie. They didn't know each other at all until the very ending of the movie. Should I go ahead and give like a little quick synopsis of it?
Sure, let's do it.
All right, so Tom Hanks it's him and his son. His wife has died. She's already been dead. Like, when the movie starts, his wife is already dead. But apparently, I think it's like been a year or so. I mean, maybe not even, maybe it's 6 months or something. Whatever. So he lives in, I think, Chicago. And he's like a, what is he? Where he maps out crap and they build skyscrapers. What do they call those?
Architect.
That's it. He's an architect.
Ooh, got that one.
So anyway, he's like in Chicago or wherever, and he's like, we need to change the scenery. So him and his son, and he takes the son and they move to Seattle. And it's like, I think it's like Christmas Eve, and his son calls into this radio station, and it's like a doctor, some chick or whatever. And anyway, his son, like I said, is on the radio station and is talking to this doctor, basically saying, look, my dad he's lonely. Like, my mom died, and it's like getting serious. Well, this chick who he ends up with is in Baltimore, and she leaving like her fiance or whatever's house and is having to drive all the way somewhere else, like New York or something like that.
Okay.
And all the while she's listening to, because like this radio station is like a national one. So she's just listening to this entire story while this kid eventually gets his dad on the phone, and now his dad knows that he's on her radio station. So anyway, the doctor's basically asking him all these questions about how difficult that just a bunch of questions in regards to it. And he's just opening up. He just straight up, he's like, whatever, it's Christmas Eve. He just opens up and just talks about how great his wife was and all this type of stuff. Well, it blows up. All these chicks are getting his, they're like sending mail to the radio station, and then the radio station ends up getting all the mail to his house or whatever. Well, the chick in Baltimore cannot stop thinking about him. So eventually she's like, where she works at, I forgot where she works. It's like some like news station or something. But anyway, she starts stalking. She finds out exactly who he is. She flies out to Seattle to go to his house to introduce herself. Things don't work out or whatever. But all the while, she had wrote a letter to him.
Okay, so she was part of the pool of women seeking out this man.
His son saw that one letter, read it, and said, "This is the one." He's like, "This is the one." And they mention magic, destiny, all this stuff, and sure enough, it's a great movie, dude. Like it really is. It's an incredible movie.
I can't think of one other than that you don't see the two lovers ever cross paths physically throughout the movie, because obviously you have your typical Hallmark movie where person hates future lover, tries to run away, comes back, falls in love, happy ending. It's just classic plot of a rom-com romantic movie. But I don't think I've ever seen one where they just physically don't have contact with each other until they fall in love at the end.
Oh, dude, it's great. It really is. It's a great movie. But yeah, dude, that's what I do on freaking Thanksgiving, and I'll be doing that on Thanksgiving. I'm gonna be watching Sleepless in Seattle.
What is your must-eat food for Thanksgiving besides your turkey?
Ooh, yeah.
I want one.
Oh, come on, bro. Let me break down the plate.
We know what everybody has. We know what the main staples of Thanksgiving are. What is the one that what you would put under your turkey, but above everything else? If you only could eat one thing from Thanksgiving.
Oh my god, dude!
This is what you're eating.
That is so difficult, bruh.
Hey, we're here to ask the hard-hitting questions.
Oh my god! All right. I mean, if I had to straight up say, I guess I'd say the deviled eggs, man.
That's crazy, because that's exactly what I would have said.
I mean, deviled eggs it's magic, bruh.
You blink and you've eaten 10 of them.
And when it's got a little bit of that freaking paprika on the top of it, it's like a beautiful... You know what paprika is to deviled eggs? It's what icing is on the cakes.
Absolutely. If there's not paprika, I'm probably still going to eat them, but not nearly as good.
Oh my god, dude. And like the thing about deviled eggs that makes them so dangerous is your plate's not big enough for how many you can fit on that you want to put on there.
You have to get like a separate dessert plate for
I swear to God, man. You know what? That's a great... I'm going to do that, bro. I don't know if I've ever applied... Usually, I just lay it on top of my greens. It's like... dude, I got them boys scattered all over my...
for everything.
I swear to God, dude. I'll press down on my roll to make a little... a cubby for a deviled egg.
Tight little deviled egg.
Oh, bro, but see, I love greens too, man. Like some good freaking turnip greens. Maybe it's because we're from the South, but turnip greens with like some legitimate cornbread. Now, I ain't gonna lie, I love Jiffy cornbread.
Oh, absolutely.
Jiffy's some good ass cornbread. I mean, it's sweet. It's good. Now, it goes with greens, but homemade,
you need that dense,
yes,
a lot less sweet cornbread. Got a little crisp on the outside,
and you just put a little slab of butter on the top of it, and then do you like pepper, like the pepper juice on your turnip greens?
I do,
bro.
But I don't put my butter on top of the cornbread. I cut it in half, like long ways, and spread the butter on the inside, then put it back together, like almost like a sandwich.
See, I put the butter on top, and what I do is because when I'm going for my greens, cornbread's in my other hand. So I take a bite of the greens, and while I'm chewing on that, then I take a bite of the cornbread with the butter on top and gets, you know what I'm saying, at least teeth marks in the butter. Oh my god, dude, I'm so ready for freaking Thanksgiving. It's not even funny.
We're almost there.
Yep. But okay, so greens is a close third. Greens is right there, but deviled eggs definitely under the turkey.
I really don't care what comes after deviled eggs. You get your turkey / ham for me, and then deviled eggs. Who cares what else comes after?
See, do you like giblet gravy?
I don't think I've ever been to a family function that has giblet gravy, so
really?
I would probably enjoy it. But
gravy I definitely don't want no freaking gravy out of a can. If I come up to a Thanksgiving, bro, just in general, and it's like and it's gravy out of a can, I think I'm going to just walk out.
I think you can almost tell immediately as well. It has that certain
Yeah.
grayish color.
Yeah,
it's more gray than brown.
Yeah, and it's like, I don't know about this. Not just the fact that it's
like
processed.
Gelatinous as well.
Yeah, like it's homemade from some guy.
That's one way to look at it. We could have just left it at gelatinous, but here we are.
Yeah. If I see like if I see can, and you like you said, you can tell. But you see also, and that goes on like if it's legitimate gravy, you put that on the dressing, and then, bro, it's got to have cranberry sauce. But you see, I don't like the cranberry sauce that is got the cranberry chunks in it. I don't want that. Just give me the gel.
I was about to say, but canned cranberry sauce is acceptable.
Yeah, like it's gotta be canned. Like I want to see the ridges from the can. You know what I'm saying? When you cut it open and you pour, and it's the whole glob comes out, and then you slice it and
nice little circular slice.
You can see that's when, bro. Yes, when you can see the processed marks from the can that surround it, it's like, you know what that is, don't you?
God bless America.
Those are markers for where you're supposed to cut the slices. They knew what they were doing.
How come that doesn't work on every other can that has those marks? What else are you slicing besides cranberry sauce?
Nothing.
You think they made it for cranberry sauce first, and then I guess we could use these for everything else.
Yeah, everything else that is thrown in cans is like whatever, like English peas.
Crazy. The first thing ever canned was cranberry.
It has to be. Had to have been. It was like one of the earliest inventions. I think the Romans did it.
Yeah. What do you know about the Romans, man? What else did they do besides cranberry sauce?
Man, and we want to talk about, all right, so civilization. So Rome. All right. So as I've told you before.
Take me back.
And so I do want to talk about a little bit of ancient civilizations anyway, because I had a couple of people like legitimately request for more of that.
Yes, I think our attention span is hard for us to get through one topic in depth, but we're gonna give it a go and see where it goes.
All right, so you have two ways of looking at least just talking me personally about ancient civilizations. So I'm extremely fascinated by ancient civilizations, not just of the ones we know of, but the ones that are kind of on the unknown factor of it. So the reason why, because a lot of people probably don't really give a crap about ancient civilizations, because what difference does it make? It doesn't mean anything today.
Sure, I think it's kind of a passing history lesson for a lot of people. Like, we know the basis of some of the ancient civilization, but most people don't deep dive into it just because
it doesn't seem like it would have like some type of effect of what's going on today.
Right.
See, I disagree with that though, and this is my reasoning with it. All right, I'm going to use like 1 grain of sand, just as an example of just one small little kind of a deep dive in regards to it. And Rome is a really good place to start. All right, so do you know who Marcus Aurelius is?
I've heard the name, but as far as his history, I'm not sure.
So Marcus Aurelius was a Roman emperor. So at the time period, Rome was like, it was the world power. As in, like, they're dominate, like they are. No one's fucking with Rome. No one's fucking with Rome. They are taking
the
over.
Top dogs.
Exactly. Marcus Aurelius was the emperor at this time. So, and Rome in general, bruh, they never lost. They didn't get beaten. Like, it's not like the Assyrians or the Persians or Greece, anything like that. They were never beaten. What was their downfall was they imploded within themselves. So keep that in mind with the fact of just this world power.
Okay.
Once again, now I think this is roughly at least 2,000 years ago, maybe a little bit farther back than that. I'm not great when it comes to the time frames of it, but all in all. So at this time, at their peak, Marcus Aurelius was one of their emperors during their peak. He had a journal that it was just his personal journal.
Okay.
Where he, obviously took notes and it was just his own personal, once again, his personal journal.
Yeah, Dear Diary,
Exactly.
we invaded another country today.
It was found after he was dead. And they ended up publishing it. It's a book, and you can get it today. It's called Meditations. It's Meditations by Marcus Aurelius. You're able to go into the mind of this Roman emperor. We're talking about basically the most powerful person in the world at that time. And you get to see a conversation that he had with himself. And it's a book that the reason why it was published is because it has so many life principles in it. And one of the main bases of it, and once again, it kind of stems even today, is one day you are going to die. It's just that simple.
It's the only thing certain in life.
So be thankful for what you do have in this life. And each day that you have, there is a lot of good that can come from it. But dude, that is a book you definitely need to read from. You definitely need to read it. But that's just like I said, that's like one small little grain of the sand of ancient history and how that type of stuff can be applied today and how it can actually help you, because that one person was born, lived, and died thousands of years ago, and yet you can literally peek into their brain still.
Right, and I'm sure it's crazy the similarities of how he thought then and we still think now. Just with how different and fast paced we are these days, you would think there's more stress and problems in our lives, but he probably had the same things going on.
Exactly, because once again, we're just humans.
Right.
Same thing that he was humans. 1,000 years before that, they were humans. Now, granted, the world was different.
Sure.
From a technological standpoint or, across the board. It was different. But all in all, human emotion, the friends, family, all that type of stuff, finances was still a thing. Financial struggles or anything like that, that type of stuff still existed.
I say math, it will always be math.
So that is just, that's kind of once again, that's just a tip of the iceberg of just... That's one of the small things of what fascinates me about history, is because there is so much that can still be applied, not just as a whole for people, but just for me personally. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot that can be learned from that I know I can apply. But that's just that's just a small piece of that. But from a conspiracy type of side, do you know who Graham Hancock is?
Oh, Graham Hancock.
I've probably told you about him before.
Yeah, just give me a refresher.
So Graham Hancock, he's just he ain't nothing. He's not any type of real special person, other than he's just a journalist.
Okay.
He, along with some other people, has kind of come up with this theory that there were ancient civilizations that predated what people think. As far back as what we go. So, like I said, I think in the first episode, for a real brief second before we lost, what we usually do, just get off topic.
Right.
Is ancient Sumeria, or the Sumerians, were the oldest known people or civilization that existed.
Right.
Which was, I think, 9,000 years ago. That's as far back as what we know of intelligent people.
Right.
Ones that grew their own food or had religion. They looked to the stars and all that type of stuff.
It's our oldest recorded evidence of people.
Right. Well, Graham Hancock, he's nah. He wrote 2 books. One of them was in the 90s. One of them was in the 2000s. I got them both. But the first one was called Fingerprints of the Gods. So think about this. This is something that is super... This was kind of what kind of piqued my interest of it. And now I've just... I've been going down the rabbit hole and I haven't stopped.
You're one step away from a tinfoil hat.
Yes. So there was a map. And once again, this was written in his first book, which was called Fingerprints of the Gods. There was a map that was from the 1500s. So the Ottoman Empire, which was, I think it's like Mongolians or whatever. Anyway, they had this map that was transcribed or copied from an older source map. The older source map, which was apparently, now once again, this is kind of like from a speculation type standpoint, that it was off of like a deer skin or some type of animal skin.
Right.
And that map was originally in, guess where? The Library of Alexandria.
Allegedly.
And that the Ottoman Empire ended up getting it. But this is the map really does exist, like at least not the older source map one, but the one that was apparently copied.
Okay.
This map, and you literally can look it up. It's called the Perry Reese map. I might have told you about this like briefly. You know what I'm talking about?
I feel like I've seen it in a movie somewhere, but the name's ringing a bell. Like I've seen it somewhere through time, but I'd love to know more about it.
So the Perry Reese map, it shows the eastern portion of South America.
Okay.
It shows, if I'm not mistaken, the west, like the western lower portion of Africa, but it also shows Antarctica.
Okay.
And which is at the very bottom of this map, and Antarctica kind of covers the bottom of it. What's crazy about this map, though, is that the way it's depicted, Antarctica has trees and animals and like grassy land. What we know of as Antarctica is ice, obviously.
Yes, it's been frozen forever.
This is the craziest part about all of it. Antarctica wasn't discovered until the 1800s.
I honestly didn't know that. That's kind of crazy.
So there are multiple maps after this Perry Reese map from the 1500s that they obviously didn't know anything about the Perry Reese map, that it shows, you know, all these other continents that were already known, but it doesn't have Antarctica on it.
So what is so scary in Antarctica that we literally erased it off the map and froze it?
Well, see, no, this is where my mind goes, or at least this is kind of where Graham Hancock's thoughts are on it, is that we did have ancient civilizations that existed before Antarctica was frozen. And so if you're talking about before Antarctica was frozen, we're talking about, bro, like 15,000 years ago. You know, we're talking pre-Ice Age.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So we're talking about a totally different climate. We're talking, you know, and there's no evidence backing this type of stuff up. So this is where the claims, or this is where the conspiracy kind of comes into play. It's like, all right, well, if there is no evidence, you know, to back up these claims of like these civilizations, prime example, like Atlantis. You know, growing up, I always thought Atlantis was just this fable story, which, you know, it still is.
Yes.
But have you ever asked, like, okay, where did that thought come from? Was that just a story that was made up?
No, I've learned in recent years that there have been plenty of sunken cities, and as we go through time, there's going to be plenty more. That's just the way this world's going, and it's kind of crazy that whether Atlantis itself is real or not, there are plenty of places that are in the same realm.
Yes, dude. That kind of, like, once again, it's just kind of scratching the surface of, like, that stuff fascinates me. Like, dude, there's a like a Netflix documentary, and it's on Netflix, and it's called Ancient Apocalypse. And once again, it's by that same dude I was talking about earlier. His name's Graham Hancock.
Right.
So Ancient Apocalypse, where each episode is different, and it goes he goes to like these different places all over the world where it's got basically traces of ancient civilizations that predate as farther back than what people think. One of them specifically, it's not like a structure above ground. It's what we're talking about, an underwater type deal.
Okay.
And actually, I think y'all actually went there on the cruise last year.
Really?
Where
We
was
went
it?
to
Bimini.
Bimini, yes.
Okay, so dude, and I shit you not, dude. There is an episode you should watch it, especially since you've been there. God, dude, I wish we should have went. But look, it's called the Bimini Road. It's underwater, dude, and it is you can see these they're huge blocks, but the way you can tell, it's not natural. It is not like a natural formation. You can tell that they were laid down. Now
Did they connect like back to the mainland?
No. So once again, these are completely underwater, dude. They have no correlation, no connection to what is still above water.
Okay.
So this is whenever this was, it was when the shorelines were farther back.
Sure. Yeah.
So we're talking, bro. You realize how far back? Like we're
thousands
talking about
of
like a
years.
continental shift type deal. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Oh my god, dude! That is something you should definitely watch. That it's called Ancient Apocalypse.
Yes, you've given me a lot to think about so far. I didn't know Antarctica had trees either.
Oh, bro.
I'd say we could talk about this for days.
I'm gonna be honest, dude. Like, in all honesty, I would like to definitely dive more, especially in future episodes. Maybe like specific civilizations. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, maybe we pick a region each time and just
Yeah.
deep dive into what they have to offer as far as ancient civilizations and life before us.
Okay, so I'll say this one. This is another real quick. So they actually and I was talking to my brother about this the other day. So this was discovered back in the 90s, but it is megalithic structures that were deliberately buried underground thousands and thousands of years ago. That's the only reason we're still intact, basically, is because they were underground, regardless of whatever type of cataclysm that took place. But it's called Göbekli Tepe. And once again, dude, this is something you can Google. These are older. They have already done tests on them and stuff. They are older than the pyramids. They are older than Stonehenge. They are, to this day, the oldest known man-made structures on the planet. They date right now, if I'm not mistaken, like 11,000, 12,000 years ago, and it is clear as day they are man-made structures that are, once again, this is, and they don't know how to, like, especially like mainstream archaeologists, they cannot, they have no way for them to be able to defer or deny the fact that it was done by intelligent humans.
That's crazy to think about. It's also more crazy that we don't get to dive deep into these crazy discoveries like that. It's like, because that's something that you've heard about, but I may have heard it in passing, but it's not like something that's been drilled into through school.
And they do that on purpose because it throws into question what is already kind of, basically the same thing with like Pluto, bro. I don't care what anyone says, dude. Pluto is a freaking planet. Bro, it ain't no freaking moon. They can say it's no, because
I mean, your mother can't serve you pizzas if there's no Pluto. I mean,
it messes up the Blue's Clues episode.
Oh, we can't have that. There's no Pluto.
Bro, do you remember the song? You know what I'm talking about? It's one specific episode where Steve and Blue, they hit the blue sky do, we can too, woo, and then they go into the picture frame and they're in space, dude. And Steve's got a little cape. He's got a cape on because you know what? I pull it up for my son. That same, because it's a song.
I say we're just getting back into our Blues Clues era because we just had our first child, but we'll slowly get to that episode.
Dude, guess what? You know what you show them that episode that way and this is for everybody. If you got children, do not tell them that Pluto ain't a planet, because Steve, the OG man himself from Blue's Clues, said that Pluto was a planet. It's in the song. And the sun, I know y'all remember, if you definitely watched it, where the sun's got those sunglasses on, and he's singing about Steve and Blue. Yeah, bro, you don't know what I'm talking about. Just tell your kids Pluto was a planet. We're going to get things back the way it was, man.
Make Pluto great again. I'm sorry. It was the only thing that I had in my mind while you were giving that
Make
speech.
Pluto great again. Oh man, I love it. You know what, bro? I think we can wrap this one up with that.
Yes, I believe Pluto as a planet is a great way to end things.
For all of you that are listening, whether it's the first time or since this is our second, if it's the second time, we do appreciate it, and I hope you have a happy Thanksgiving.
Absolutely. Safe travels if you're traveling, and we appreciate all the time.
And bacon on turkey, if you do the Gordon Ramsay recipe, bro, it is bussin'.